Hi YouTubers! How are you? I hope you're well. Oh, I sounded like Kaufman666. Don't like him much. Anyway. Hello YouTubers! I'll do it again. Today I want to make a little video about Together for Peace. Together for Peace, also known as Jack. Well, he's quite well known Christian on YouTube. He's making a series of videos lately, atheist testimonies, looking at atheists, some of the famous atheists on YouTube, looking at their testimonies and saying, you know, what have these people got to offer? And that is the underlying question that seems to come up again and again and again. What does atheism have to offer? And it's a good question. It is a good question. You know, that we haven't got a God, so therefore, what are we offering? A good point where he said the non-stamp collector. Well, what does non-stamp collecting have to offer? Well, let's put it. I want to have a crack at it anyway. And let's put it like this: what do we have to offer as atheists? We have freedom. Underlying freedom, not freedom to go out and murder and kill and all that sort of thing, because we're not like that. We have freedom for many other things. Let me put it into perspective. We have freedom, for instance, from circumcising our children. We don't have to have that done. It's a sort of quite a nasty thing. It's a bit of bad luck, really, if you're an atheist and your parents weren't. But we have freedom from controlling theocratic bullshit, which, believe me, does make a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives. We've got freedom to educate and educate our children without a sense of having to put superstition into it. More scientific sort of education. We have freedom to take whatever medication we want. For instance, we know that Jehovah's Witnesses don't like sort of blood transfusions or various other medications and things, and it does happen in certain religions. Freedom to, you know, let a male doctor see a woman, and things like that. That's another freedom, of course. It's not necessarily the exact religion that Jack follows, but we don't just pick on one religion. We're free from all religions. Now, freedom, of course, to point these things out and to criticise them. When you're in a religion, it's very difficult to actually criticise that religion. We have freedom to research those things which were once forbidden by churches or synagogues or whatever. We have freedom to show that the religions are based on where you are actually born, or which family you are born into. It's something which needs pointing out, I think, more often. Freedom to show that population control is needed on the earth, and God's not going to do anything about it. We are products of nature, and nature is something that has to be taken a little bit more seriously than God. So that's another good one. We have freedom to point out that women are violated and segregated, and often treated, obviously, as inferior. And I don't think that's a nice thing. I think that's something I have issues on. Freedom to, for instance, expose that a hymen reconstruction isn't really necessary, and quite a nasty thing to put a woman through. Now, we have freedom to show that all the things in life that give us pleasure, be it having a slight sip of the old booze or sex or whatever, are not evil things. They are things that that give us pleasure, and they are used to control. By restricting pleasure, you can, in fact, control people. And which brings me on to the next bit, which is freedom to show how indoctrination, I know I get stuck somewhere, indoctrination works, and it works for the good of a religion and not necessarily for the good of a planet or the people in as a whole. You know, flagellation isn't really necessary, and we are free to tax religions. Well, that would be nice, but we're not. It doesn't happen, so forget that one. We also have a freedom. I'm going to get rid of this now because these are my notes. We also have a freedom to not demand respect. That's a weird one. Freedom not to demand respect. Well, we don't. I don't demand respect from anyone. What I try and do is earn respect. And all these things, and possibly many more that I haven't thought of, come together and make my life much more enjoyable. I don't go out doing terrible sins. The Ten Commandments, for instance. Oh, what a terrible bunch of flipping rules they are. And yet we're supposed to see them as a basis for religion, or at least the Christian one. And of course, if you also put the punishments in with them, that would make a very different world. I can go on. I can do a lot more, but that's something to start with. I'd like to make some sort of testimony at some point of, about how I'm an atheist and not a Christian. But for now, I think that addresses some of the things that Jack constantly asks, and I won't bore you anymore. Peace for now, and see you soon, hopefully.